So check it out. We are in New Orleans. Actually, we're heading back to Six Flags right now to film the rest of the video. But we just got an email from a woman who lives in New Orleans, and her son, who she calls 9 Lives, has gone through some like really serious stuff in his life, and apparently free running has sort of kept him afloat, and he's a huge fan of Tempest. So Corey and I have decided that we're gonna try to devise a plan to go surprise them and maybe shoot a little video with them, or train at least a little bit, and see if we can make this guy's day a little bit better.
I'm Sarah Brown, and I'm Malachi's mom.
Lauren Brown, Malachi's dad.
Last Christmas, Malachi got a staph infection in his hip, and being that he's been sick a lot of times throughout his life, and he's had a lot of injuries, he called from school and said his leg hurt. 9 days later, he was 104 fever for 9 days, and it was misdiagnosed so many times, and he ended up being admitted and then taken by ambulance to Children's Hospital in New Orleans and had emergency surgery. It was his first surgery. He was terrified, and then he couldn't walk for almost 2 months, 3 months.
Well, yeah, it was 2 weeks through Christmas and probably another month and a half afterwards. He was out.
Yeah, he had to have the strongest IV antibiotics that you can possibly get in the hospital. And then when we got home, he had a second surgery before we left where he got a PICC line put into his heart. And they actually gave me the responsibility of giving him his medication, which was scary because any bacteria that gets in there, I mean, it goes directly to his heart. It could have killed him. And I mean, I had to pick him up out of the bed every day, and we had to bathe him. I mean, we had to do everything for him, and he never one time got mad or cried or, you know, was frustrated. There was only one time where he actually got upset that he was hurt out of the entire time, which just amazed me that he was that strong, because I know if it were me, I would have just been, you know, crying and just mad the whole time.
We had a really good doctor at Children's Hospital, Dr. Southern. You know, the main concern was that, you know, it didn't do any damage to the cartilage in his hip. That was, you know, everything turned out really well.
And we were so concerned about him being able to use his leg again, and because he loves free running so much.
So check it out. It's freezing out here, but I did just get in touch with Sarah. We have set up a master plan. So
Jesse has set up a master plan.
I haven't told Corey yet. I'm kind of explaining it right now. It's really cold. The deal is, so we tried to set up something sort of multi-level. So the idea is that we told his mom to tell him that she reached out to us. Unfortunately, Corey and I we had to fly home early, so we weren't able to visit him ourselves, but we wanted to send over our camera guy to give him some free stickers and just get a quick interview and shout out that we'll probably put on the Tempest free running page. Then what we're gonna do is Dee is gonna say, surprise, I'm gonna call them right now and you get to talk to them over speakerphone. It's Corey and Jesse from Tempest Free Running, and as he starts to talk to us, hopefully he's surprised and excited. And then as he's talking, we are going to enter the front door into the living room where he'll be getting interviewed, and give him a nice little surprise. So I think it's gonna work out pretty good. It's a good plan, and I guess I'm excited. I'm excited. Corey's very cold.
I'm excited. I'm freezing.
And excited. Going inside.
So, we just rolled up here in Slidell. We're about to go check out house. D'Angelo's getting ready. He's gonna go in and do the interview with 9 Lives first, and ask him some questions because he doesn't know that we're coming today. He thinks it's just D'Angelo doing an interview with him. So he's grabbing the gear, getting ready. He's gonna roll over to the house and start the interview process, and we're gonna wait out here until we get a phone call. We're gonna talk to him on the phone, and then we're gonna go in and surprise him. So, here we go. Stickers. Perfect. Woo! Woo! Actually, he'll be the first kid to get these Tempest stickers because they're not out yet. You ready?
Excited?
I'm a little nervous.
It's a little nerve-wracking. Yeah.
I mean, I just want it to all go right, and
Same.
I hope he's excited as his mom is.
I know. Wouldn't that be horrible if he was like Who are you guys?
Wait,
You're Tempest?
Yeah.
No, I didn't want you guys to come.
You get all insecure. We're getting all insecure. And
I
stuff.
know.
So what I find super cool is, I mean, for me personally, free running has essentially changed my life. It's impacted
Absolutely.
everything that has happened over the last 8-9 years and will continue to affect me forever. So one thing that I like to do, and I know all of Tempest is behind, is giving back to the community. Because without the community, where would we be? I don't know, you agree, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the free running community and all the other people who have dedicated their time or their assistance or their care to me and believed in what I was doing. So I think this letter came through from his mom, and Tempest really believed in what his mom was telling us about her son and really believed in her son, and so this is an opportunity for us to give back.
61683.
Need an empty one. 683, is that what it is?
It is, yeah.
683.
61683, yeah, it's right there. See that black mailbox?
Yeah.
So I think the red truck is the house.
Can't help it. We had to sneak a little bit closer to the house. His mom said that this house was empty and we could chill here and kind of wait around. So we just kind of got brave enough to sneak closer to the house. We didn't want to blow our cover.
It's literally like the next house over.
Yeah, it's the next house over. So still waiting for this call. Come on, D'Angelo.
Yeah, what the worst part is we don't even know, like, I mean, she said he's home, so I'm assuming everything's good, but like, I just keep having a fear that every time a car passes, it's him like getting home from something.
I know.
And like, I just turn it back. Try to be real thin.
You just turn your back and your hat says Tempest. Can't say that.
Oh, D'Angelo, this is it. This is the moment. Hello?
Hey, is this Jesse?
Yes, it is. Oh, here we go. Let's check it out.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, nice to meet you.
What's going on? I'm D'Angelo.
Thanks for coming.
Hell yeah, brother. How's it going? Hi.
I'm Sarah,
I'm
Malachi's
D'Angelo.
mom. Nice to meet you.
My name is Malachi Brown. I'm from Slidell, Louisiana. This is where I grew up, and I just started free running, and inspirations were Seth Amersky and Emilio Bacon from Boyette Junior High. So shout out to them. Well, I started when I was in about 5th grade, kind of moved up, getting more skilled. When I guess it was about 3 years I've been doing it.
Oh, cool, man. So how did you find out about Team Tempest?
Well, I didn't know about Team Tempest until I found out about Jesse. And when I found out about Jesse, I looked up his name and saw that he was on Team Tempest and kind of went from there.
Would Jesse be your favorite member, or do you have a favorite member on the team?
Jesse most likely.
Sweet. That's awesome, dude. So do you have any favorite videos from the Tempest page, or when did you start noticing Team Tempest was like a huge part of the free running community?
Probably when I looked up Art of Motion for Red Bull and saw that he came in second. That's when I was like, ooh, I need to watch some tutorials on him.
And how long have you been watching his tutorials for? Like,
probably about a year. I started watching them more after I got hurt so I could learn more, gather from trying to get over the injury.
Yeah, man. So does free running like really help you get over the injury and give you more confidence in parkour and free running in itself?
Yeah, because I needed to have something to go rely on to, like, the doctor said that I needed to get more muscle back into that leg, and I figured, well, free running is one of the hardest things I know, so I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this. And I got into it, and I guess my leg just healed itself from free running.
Cool, man. How do your parents feel about you training after being hurt and stuff?
My mom was kind of freaked out. She was, don't jump over anything, don't run, I don't want you getting hurt again. And my dad was kind of like, just let him try and he'll get it. And eventually, once I got fully healed, they were like, okay, this is awesome, just continue.
That's awesome, dude. So where out here do you train usually?
Mostly just road. I run from road to grass, just practicing everything I can. I go, when I'm out in places, I go everywhere I can. We go to the store, I'm doing stuff on the walls. We go to the park, I'm doing stuff all over their equipment. Just practice wherever I can.
Do you have a favorite trick?
My favorite trick is probably the slant gainer.
I actually have some stickers that they wanted me to give you, like super exclusive, like they're not even out yet. So I think you'd be the first kid to have them. It's like one of every single sticker, so you can have a whole bunch of these, man.
Thank you so much.
And would you like to give? I think we wanted to have you give a shout out to them, but then I think I'm just gonna call them, so you can actually just talk to them on the phone, if that's cool, man. So I'm gonna call Jesse right now.
So I will get to talk to Jesse Laflair on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So let's see. It's on speaker.
Hey, is this Jesse?
Yes, it is. And Corey. Who am I speaking to?
Oh my god, I can't even believe I'm talking to y'all right now.
Is this Malachi?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, how are you?
Good. I've been thinking about, like, whenever he said I was gonna give a shout out, I was like, oh my gosh. And then he said he was calling you, and I just freaked out.
All right, check it out, man. We really wish that we could have been there. We're back in Los Angeles, but we figured the best thing we could do was give you a call and just say hello. The sticker pack. And did you get the sticker pack that we gave you?
Yes, sir, I did. Thank you for that.
Cool, man. The cool part is no one has all those stickers yet. You're the first one outside of the team to have them.
So those are like the brand new ones that y'all are gonna put out, and I'm the first one to have them. That is awesome.
Very cool. I think I got one more thing for you. Let me see if I can figure it out here.
What's up, man?
What's up,
How
bro?
you doing?
Oh my god.
How are you?
I am amazing.
It's Corey. It's nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, dude?
How are
Oh,
you?
this is amazing.
Well, yeah, we wanted to stop by, man. We got this awesome email from your mom, and our whole entire team was super stoked about it. And we were still in town. We did kind of have something that we thought we might do today, and we said, you know what, we're not going to go out and train today. We're going to stop by, we're going to say what's up, and we're going to hang out for a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I didn't even know y'all were here at all.
Totally.
Yeah, you can thank your mom, man. She has some really positive things to say about you, and you know, your story is super inspiring, and you know that everything I've ever done is sort of lived to inspire people, and to hear your story inspired me, and that's why I'm really happy to be here and meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I think you more inspired me more than I did you.
I don't know, you might be surprised.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that keeps us going, man.
This, yeah.
Really.
Sorry, I'm taping.
No, you're good. No worries. No worries. Cool.
Well, how do you feel?
I don't even know. My legs are shaking.
Hey, mine are too.
I can't even
I'm so nervous.
shaking.
I know, we were outside and I was like, man, I'm actually pretty nervous right now.
That's why you went out. I was wondering why you went outside. I was like, what is he
I
doing?
lied to you. I'm so sorry.
I don't care.
I had to lie for 2 days.
All good, all good. And actually, you know what? We D'Angelo gave you that sticker pack, but I had this with me. This is another one of our new shirts, and I thought It'd be awesome if we could give you one of these guys too, so you don't have to worry about it. This is our new Live Free Run Wild shirts.
Oh, that is so awesome.
And has the Tempest logo here on the back. And this is the new slogan for the Tempest shoes that are going to be coming out very, very soon. So our shoes aren't out yet, but this shirt's for you, man.
Thank you so much.
No problem, dude.
You know what? I think I have a marker somewhere if you want us to sign this bad boy.
Oh, of course he does. We have 5 kids, so they want to come out.
Bring them out. Bring them
They
out.
want to see what's going on. This is Delilah, she's 10.
Hi, Delilah.
This is so amazing, you guys. I'm like crying. He just had the worst Christmas last year.
I can't cry. I don't have anything to cry.
He couldn't walk. He couldn't even walk for so long, or even stand on his own leg, and just.
Yeah, it was actually.
He watched so many videos of you and Jesse, and he would go out and try things, and his hip would hurt so bad. But it's like you both just inspired him so much to keep doing it. In his last checkup, they said that his hip looked healed, and I was just like, it's from the free running.
I mean, that makes us feel good, man. I mean, that's really, I put out my first video like 3.5 years ago, and I had gotten some kids like sending me messages saying, man, you really inspired me to go outside and train. And that was when I was actually really just first starting. And from that point on, I kind of like, man, I'm getting a little emotional. But it just, you know, it made me realize that was why I was doing it.
You've only done this for 3 years.
About 3.5, almost 4 years for me.
And
I grew up in martial arts, yeah. Grew up doing martial arts my whole life. My dad is a martial arts instructor in Michigan. So I grew up doing that, and then I moved to California, and I was teaching at a martial arts school, and I found free running, and it had a powerful impact on me as well. I decided from the first day I tried it that was what I wanted to do for my life. And pursued it wholeheartedly, but it's these kind of things that actually keeps us going, you know, like.
And that's the thing, he says, like, I want to be a free runner when I grow up, and I'm like, that's not really a job. But then I watch both of you, and I'm like, he could do that. He has the heart.
Absolutely.
He doesn't care to have anybody watch him or to get attention. He's so into it for himself. He's really for himself. He's his own biggest cheerleader, and I mean, he just pushes himself, and he doesn't need anybody to tell him. And he's like at school, like, he gets his friends like, you want to start a free running club? And they're all like, yeah. Like, they don't have the heart that he has. And it's because of watching the two of you, and he sees that, you know, you can grow up and actually continue to do this.
Right.
So thank
Absolutely.
you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, and
I mean,
that's.
I just wish we had a gym here or something. Like, your academy is so cool. And I was like, Malachi's really far, you know. I don't think we're going to be driving there every weekend.
Right.
But, I mean, he finds other places. We went to New Orleans Museum of Art. We took all the kids, and he's on the stairs, like, flipping down these marble stairs, and we're like, Malachi.
I was in jeans.
He gets yelled at so much. You know the things you return your grocery cart?
Oh, yeah.
He's running, flipping over them in the parking lot.
Yeah, those are great to train.
Sounds very much like us, actually.
But he takes all of them, they all put on all black clothes, and he makes them flip over the fence,
like
crawl on their
all
stomach
leader
under the
around.
car.
We'll do like lazies over stuff, and it's so like wow.
She knows the moves.
He teaches them everything.
That's awesome. See, you do have it. You got your own mini free running team right here.
Okay, my first question is, how did y'all both start free running?
I'll start.
You go first.
Yeah, I actually, I came from an extreme sports background. I did anything, BMX, skateboarding, rollerblading. I actually really got into aggressive inline skating, like skate parks and stuff. I had worked at a skate park for a while, so I was always very interested in movement and the idea of sort of pushing what I'm physically capable of. And then when I was in college one day, I saw some kids jumping around, and they were doing parkour. They were very tracer in a sense. They're very, you know, A to B, fast, efficient. And I went over and I threw, like, at that point I was able to do a backflip off of a ledge, like really kind of sketchily, like big layout backflip. So I landed and I'm like, you know, and they're like, that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is parkour, you know. And when they explained to me this idea of like overcoming obstacles, not just like physical obstacles, but like the mental ones come with that, and being able to train to do those things. So I got kind of hooked on it right away and started training with those guys, and 8 years later it sort of developed more and more into free running, and got me to where I am today.
So you like free running more than parkour?
I think free running is a culmination of that parkour movement. I still think without the strong fundamentals of what parkour really does bring to someone, you can't really do the free running side of it. Otherwise, it's just like
unless you like define parkour and free running.
Yeah.
Like, definite.
Yeah.
Which is kind of touchy subject.
Both.
Yeah. No, I grew up in martial arts. I started doing martial arts when I was 5.5, almost 6 years old, because I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle in Power Ranger. Literally, that was it. That's what I thought I was going to be when I grew up. Yeah, I'm going to be a Power Ranger. So my mom finally got me into martial arts, and I ended up doing that my entire young life, I guess, until I was about 18 years old. I moved to California, and then I actually helped to run a martial arts school for a while. So I always was interested in movement and kind of like tricking and jumping around and
twisting.
Yeah, twisting. Yeah, doing like trick kicks, and like before I learned jump spinning kicks, I was like jumping and spinning, thinking that I was doing the kicks. And I one day was going up to a place called White Lotus in Los Angeles to train tricking with another martial artist, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you can't train today. They're having a parkour workshop." And it was Ben Jenks and Oleg Vorslov. You know Oleg, the Russian climber? Crazy good dude on bars. So these two legends were teaching a class, and I went to their class, and I was blown away, and I was so stoked that was what I was telling you earlier. I said, nope, that's it. This is what I'm doing. So I just did everything I could to continue training, and it's been about 3.5, almost 4 years now, and it's definitely been an amazing journey. I mean, Jesse's been training for 8 years. Some of the guys we get to hang out with, train with, and compete with have been training for 10, 11, 12 years. And I think that for me, it wasn't just the martial arts background. It was proof that if you really believe in something enough, like, you can achieve it and you can do it. So
you kind of just pop in, win some stuff, and then kind of everybody's like, oh man, I hate you. We've been here for 10 years and you're here for 3 and you already go and win stuff. I mean, get away. We don't like you anymore.
Yeah, some of that happened. Some of that happened, but that's all right. I guess, like everybody always says, if people are hating on you, you're doing something right. Can't help but be jealous sometimes. And for me, like things like Red Bull Art of Motion is very important to have the right people in those positions, because that allows us to inspire more people. It never was, I wanted to win Art of Motion because I wanted to win Art of Motion. It was, I want to win Art of Motion because I know what that will allow me to be able to do. Like, I will be able to inspire more people, and being in that position is a position where you can positively influence people. So I think that's a really important thing to know about the competition stuff, is that it is fun, it is competitive, and yes, everybody wants to be on the podium, like that's just cool, but there's other things after being on the podium that are very important that, we can all use to positively influence like the sport and other athletes.
Okay, well, second question, I guess. What is your favorite trick that you can do?
Whoa.
I've seen you do some things I will never try, ever.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The more you train, the more confidence you'll get in your own technique, and you'll probably you will definitely surprise yourself, because I know I've surprised myself quite a few times. Yeah. I always say that, I'm like, dude, get out of here, I'm not doing that. Next thing you know, I'm right behind Jesse. Jesse's doing something super crazy. I'm like, no way. Then I think about it. Are you kidding me? I've been training. I train hard enough, long enough. I should be able to do it. All right, I'll think about my trick. Jesse, you go.
I think one of the most recent things that I've done that I'm most proud of is definitely at the Red Bull Art of Motion, doing that lunar eclipse through the cork.
Oh, that is all my friends talk about every single day. Oh my gosh, you should try your solar eclipse. I know, I saw them do it. I watched it 10 times.
That's awesome.
Well, go ahead, try it. And then they go and try it and they fall. And then they try it again and they fall. And I'm sitting there laughing at him. I'm like, if only he was here just to show him how it's done.
Just to show him how it's done. Man, what is I think my favorite trick that I can do, I don't know, I kind of got two, man. I think one that we've been calling the Django twist, and it's a touchdown stalled like 720 twist, and I did do that at Red Bull. It was the first move of my second run in the finals, and then the other one we've been kind of joking calling it a helix grab because it looks like half of a DNA strand. I don't know, that's such a stupid, like that's how we named it, but it's a double leg 540 with an under leg wrap and a 360 out.
So just like create known tricks and
I think
create them and name them.
Yeah, I think create them.
We get a little
Kai Willis.
Yeah, Kai Willis. A lot of people are like, well, you Americans are always naming tricks and stuff. Well, we name it because we have to refer to it somehow, and I think for me personally, and I think Corey as well, we've really started focusing on the idea of trying to do things that no one else is doing, trying to create a new way to move, like weird cross leg movements that I'm doing, or even just really developing shin flips, which, you know, hurts sometimes, but the more you do, the more confident.
The quad on the bar, I saw that one. I was like, no, too much for me.
Yeah.
I'll try that some other day.
So, I don't know, yeah, create moves. I think that creativity is really what is going to drive free running even further into the mainstream world.
Yeah. And I guess that's something that maybe you can take into your training is work on the things that other people are working on, and practice your basics, and then practice like some moves that maybe you see somebody do that you haven't really seen very often, and then try to do some of your own stuff. And it's not that you have to create things, but maybe even just put your own twist on something, like try a new way of getting into the move, or try a new way of getting out of the move, you know, because I think it's very important to have your foundation, but also to be your own person and move the way that makes you happy, you know. Like everybody kind of has their own style. It would be a really boring sport if everybody looked exactly the same all the time, you know.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. You gotta make up some new stuff you gotta be yourself and kind of, I don't know how to put that.
I think you did.
Yeah,
you gotta be yourself, man.
You gotta be yourself.
Really.
And definitely find the opportunities even within what you might think is a mistake. You know, like if you're trying a reverse vault and for some reason both your legs went slightly over your head as they were together, all of a sudden you just did this weird thing that didn't feel right or look like
I'm do it again.
like the tutorial.
Exactly.
But find the opportunity and see if you can do it again, because all of a sudden now you just got a new way to move.
Okay, I have another trick question.
Okay.
What is the hardest move that y'all can do? Like, I'm trying to think about it. Like,
No, that is a good one.
what's the hardest one you've ever tried to do?
I think, you know, it's a tough question, because it's what is hard. Like, what does that mean? For me, I'm trying to debate whether that is
Like scary
most dangerous
hard.
or like
I think
the most.
for me, hard doesn't come from like the difficulty of the movement itself, because I think that I'm personally very comfortable with my movement and my body, and I know what I'm capable of doing. But mentally, it's those mental challenges, you know. I think Kong gainers for a long time were one of the scariest things for me to do. I can do them in the gym, no problem, all day, land a Kong gainer and bust a front flip immediately out of it. It's not an issue. But as soon as it's time to go outside, like, I'm still a little sketched about it. And gainer fulls too. Like, so many athletes have gainer fulls on lock. I got them before Art of Motion and before Air Whip Challenge, and then at Air Whip Challenge, I tried them in warm-ups, and I just got so nervous because there was now pressure. Couldn't do it. So for me, gainer fulls, Kong gainers are two of the more difficult moves for me, because I get in my own head about it.
Yeah, I would say for me, definitely the most scariest trick I've ever tried to do outside was the knee gainer in the Unfound video, at the end of the Unfound video. Just because I've never shook so much before doing a move. Like I was sitting there kind of freaking out. I was like, God, this is a terrible feeling.
Happen.
This is a bad idea.
Yeah, and we ended up doing it a couple times that day too, just to get better shots. But yeah, that's my scariest, hardest trick.
Are either of you afraid of heights? Still do it?
Terrified.
How do you do that? Because I'm terrified of heights, and
I am.
She can't even climb a 6-foot ladder.
I used to be the same way, and truthfully, I think a little. I had a natural fear of heights, like when I was younger, and then very much so. Like my mom always worried about us, right? Like I have a little sister as well. And she was such a worry about stuff, and I think that got to me. So it like stayed with me for a long time, and now she knows, like, you know, she's super stoked on what I do, and she's always like, man, I wish I wouldn't have put that worry in you. Like, I feel like that's not good for your career. No, it's fine. I still do the stuff. Like, I just have to stop for a second and think about it in a logical manner. Is what I've kind of trained myself to do. Is like, we went to the top of that roller coaster the other day and like walked all the way to the top, and that was scary, man. It was a little scary. And we get to the top, and Jesse's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Like, this is super cool, but I'm a little nervous. And I walked a quarter of the way up and stopped, and Jesse went all the way up, and I sat there for a minute. I just went, are you kidding me? This is a metal roller coaster. It's going nowhere. And honestly, like, I shouldn't, like, there's no real reason for me to be afraid. Like, all the reasons I'm afraid are like not real reasons. Like, it's very unlikely situations. So when I tend to do height stuff, I just have to stop for a second and remind myself, like, you wouldn't be doing this if you weren't confident in it and if you weren't able to do it safely. And realistically, like, standing on the edge of this building or doing this thing that you have to do, is the building gonna fall down? No. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay, so how do you guys land? I know you don't always have big, thick pads underneath you everywhere you go. You can't carry them with you. So how do you? What's a good way to learn a good landing to where you're not hurting your legs or you're not falling and catching with your wrist or?
Yeah, I think I think landings are like super essential training mechanisms. Like you need to figure out how to get out of everything. Like when I am going to do something big, I don't just think about the trick or how I'm going to land it. I think about everything that could go wrong and how I can get myself out of those situations. And partly our training in the beginning should heavily be focused on the idea of learning to roll properly, absorbing. There's a lot of physics involved, so take physics if you can, because I didn't get a chance to, and I just kind of had to learn the hard way. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's tons of little exercises and drills that you can do, like everything from conditioning your ankles and your calf muscles to absorb the impact by doing, we call them depth jumps, like off of stairs. So one thing that our teammate Victor Lopez had taught me is you start on like maybe the top of the stairs and you just drop down one step at a time, but landing on the balls of your feet and absorbing and making sure that you're engaging your ankles so you're not hurting yourself. And then after you do maybe 5 reps, then you move and you skip 2 stairs at a time, straight down, 3 stairs at a time, straight down. And really you can do it up to as high as you're comfortable, but it's not about doing it for the challenge of doing something high. It's about working your way up and building the muscles necessary for absorbing those kind of impacts. So I think conditioning plays a big part. Thinking a situation through, like Jesse said, is a huge part. And then also like absolutely knowing how to roll. And not just knowing how to only PK roll, like doing your parkour rolls, like knowing how to roll, do a barrel roll, because sometimes maybe that's not the most comfortable roll, but you don't want to have to think about it when it happens.
Yeah.
You know, if something happens and you need to do it, you just do it,
Yeah.
and you have other options that help to keep you safe. You know?
Have you guys ever made like a bloopers video to where when you tried things and you really like got hurt? Because that would be amazing.
I've seen a couple of those. He was over at a parking garage on top of a building, and he goes up for a double step palm flip and just falls straight on his back. I'm just like,
Oh.
ooh. And he's like, don't ever try a trick and fail when you know you can do it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that.
Great.
Yeah, that was a sketchy fail actually, because I was alone. I was training alone in a super secluded area, and but yeah, it's the same thing. It's a mental game. After you fall, you know you're capable of it, and you know it's the surface. It's you look at the footage, you figure out why did it go wrong, and reevaluate
everything I do.
Yeah, and no, and
That's good.
that
It's a great
is
tool.
by far the most. It's the easiest way to get yourself to progress, because you think you know what you're doing, but when you see it, you can understand it
Yeah.
so much more.
I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, and that's, I think for me in the beginning, like that is how I trained. I filmed what I was doing so that I can get better at it. And I think progression, you know, even talking about jumping off the stairs, everything we do is progression based. So that's how you're gonna keep yourself safe. Don't try a double side flip if you've never landed a side flip. You know what I mean? Take it slow and low, and then work your way up, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have another fear question, like the heights. How did you get over the fear to be able to jump gaps, like over buildings? Like, you're looking down at it, standing on the ledge, like, okay, if I miss this other building, I'm gonna fall and probably break something, and you just go and do it, like a double Kong over a gap, or...
I think it's actually a very, very popular question, is this idea of fear and how to get over the fear of doing almost anything, doing a flip, how to get over the fear of doing a double Kong. Fear is one of those things where, even referring to heights, it's a mechanism to protect us. We fear because that's what our body needs to do to stop us from doing something dumb.
You just gotta push the fear.
Yeah, so you need to
Keep
actually,
going.
you need to find your limits, figure it out. That we talked about progressions, like fear comes from the lack of understanding. You know, so the less you understand how something will work or how you can protect yourself if something went wrong, or the bail, so the more you understand it, the less you'll fear it. And that goes back to the progressions thing. Work it slow.
Yeah.
You just
Keep
don't
training.
go
Yeah,
too
and
far too
truthfully,
soon.
at the end of the day, even when you work yourself to that point where you can do some of the things that you used to maybe be a little uneasy about or afraid of, there still should be a little bit of fear there.
Yeah.
If you're not afraid of some of those things at all, then that's just stupid.
Yeah.
You have
No, yeah,
problems.
really. I mean, a healthy amount of fear is important, and like Jesse said, you can overcome that by understanding your abilities and your limits, because then now things are going to make more sense. You'll know what you're capable of, and you won't be afraid of those things because you're fully capable of doing them. But but it's very important to understand fear. What fear, like for me, what is logical fear? Why am I afraid of heights? I'm not afraid of heights because I'm high. I'm afraid of heights because I feel like something else is going to go wrong, like the roller coaster is going to fall over, or, and that's not going to happen. So it's understanding fear, and what fear is there to actually keep you safe, and is a logical fear, and what fear is like kind of irrational and not, isn't really gonna, shouldn't really affect you.
So you just gotta think about.
Yeah, just think.
Think about the logics.
Yeah, just think about
what could happen and what couldn't happen.
Yeah, it's very important to think.
Yeah, even the thing like you slipped the other day trying to do a side flip, like evaluate those situations. It's wet, you know it's slippery. Check your surfaces. And that's one thing that actually gets a lot of people hurt in our sport is not checking surfaces.
Yeah.
Even outside, a brick wall looks strong, but that doesn't mean it's not going to fall over on you if you try to climb it. So just be very aware of everything that's around you. Try to plan a couple steps ahead.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, the main thing I always check is my shoes. Make sure they're not wet. And then I went and did it. I went to go and my foot slides all the way across, and I just straight on my neck. I was like, okay, I'm done for today.
Yeah, I trust me. I had a scary one yesterday.
Oh yeah,
we were doing. I was doing a run at Six Flags, and there's this empty fountain. And I had done it. I did the run. It's like Kong front flip and then side flip over the other side, whatever. And it was fine. And then when I went to do it for real, I didn't realize how dusty that area was. It was so dusty, and you couldn't tell because it was like this dust film.
Yes.
And I hadn't done the run hard enough yet for that to make a difference. And I went for my side flip, and I literally stepped, and I slid, and then I had to do the side flip or I was going to crash. Yeah, it was really, really scary. But there's an example of me not checking my surfaces. Yeah, very important.
You get excited and you just want to go.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay, another good question. I've seen people tell you in videos, where can you do parkour is one of the main questions. You can do it anywhere, but how do you find places like when you did the no gravity with all the planes, like the plane graveyard it looked like, or whenever you did the one with like, looked like boilers and all the pipes everywhere. Where do you find places like that? Because you need to find places like that.
Some of those locations are big locations, like the plane location we paid for, like we had to get permits. Some of the bigger film jobs we do, like Represent, which was the video with the oil tanks and stuff, those locations we're scouting for. We have a camera guy who spends a lot of time searching the web for really cool spots for Tempest to go train and shoot really cool videos at.
Ironically, that's why we're here.
Yeah, and we're here because of the Six Flags thing. Because we found, actually our camera guy found that spot, told us that it's a cool spot to try to shoot something, and we came out to try to shoot something.
So y'all just get to like go and like, I remember the time or in the video when you fell on the palm flip, you said that you got told to leave by a security guard or something because you did something in the store or something like that. I don't remember. You did something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, here's the thing too.
Well, it wasn't bad.
You
but
can
like,
train just about anywhere, and if somebody asks you to leave, you just have to be respectful.
Yeah,
and say, yeah, no problem.
That's
like,
number
cool.
one.
I'm sorry about that. Because I think for us, like, I'm a huge fan of skateboarding and all other action sports, but I think that's something that at times sets us apart from some of the other action sports, is not trying to cause conflict with people.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you're always going to get some people here and there in the community that want to argue and want to yell at people, and those are just bad seeds, really. I mean, anytime I've ever been asked to leave a place, I'll have a conversation with them. I'll explain what I'm doing, and if they still want me to leave, no problem, you got it, I'm out of here. Because it just makes us look really bad. If we are to cause trouble and like be somewhere where maybe we're not supposed to be, and we do get asked to leave, and now we want to argue, that's just, that's very disrespectful. So yeah.
And as a parent, I think having the two of you be such upstanding men, other than just the things you can do, just being all around really great guys, and you teach such good values, and like if someone asks you to leave, it's yes sir, and you're gone. You're not fighting it, and you're respectful, and all these young boys like Malachi that look up to you too. It's nice that he has two really great guys to Yes, very good guidance. And I have another question. At almost 14 years old, if he wanted to grow up and do this and just, really like the two of you do, what does he need to do? Tell him, what does he need to do to progress throughout Of course, take physics in high school.
This morning I'm telling
He'll be homeschooled, and I don't think I can teach physics, so we might have to get a tutor for that. But
I mean, personally, I think the best thing that you can do is to continue to train. If you have a gymnastics gym local, go to the gym. You don't necessarily have to take classes. That's something that, like, I think taking gymnastics classes, it would make you a better tumbler, but yeah, you might progress slower than what you can actually progress because you're learning how to do things like so straight and proper, and that's not what free running is. Yeah. But I think find local groups that you're able to train with. You know, when you're old enough, and let's say you're able to drive and you need to get to New Orleans because that's where one of these groups are and they're training on a Saturday. Those are the kind of things that you need to do. Find out if there's local events, like just meetups of people training, and go to that, because the more like-minded people you're hanging out with and training with, the more that's going to elevate you to another level. And I think communities are important in our sport. Communities are very important to the growth. So anytime there's an event you can go to, you know, if you could come to Tempest one time a year, or you know, something like that, or I mean, that's not a necessity, but it's something that will help you because you'll meet other kids that are doing what you're doing.
So do you guys offer like a summer academy or like a summer camp?
We do.
Yeah, we have winter camp.
Yeah, we have winter camp and
That's
a summer
really cool.
camp every year. Yep, and it's
He always asks to go there, and I don't think he realizes like how far away it is.
yeah,
You know?
we realized when we drove here.
I'm like, Malachi, it's not like let's just get in the car.
Yeah, and I will tell you this: keep your eyes open in the summertime because we do summer camp scholarships.
Oh,
so
awesome.
there's been 2 winners, I think, every summer. For the last 2 summers, 2 scholarship winners because we had 2 different summer camp sessions, and it's 5 days of training at the academy for about 7 hours a day, which is awesome. Yeah, it's really really cool. So yeah, events. Keep doing what you're doing. Go to the gym when you get an opportunity to go to the gym, because that's where you'll be able to learn other more advanced movements in a safe environment. Meet up with local groups. Start a local group, right? Like your mom was saying earlier, try to start like a group at school. Start a local group, and then just stay connected with people on the internet. Really, Facebook, like, is a great tool for free runners to stay in touch. Like there's one kid that we know who is still in the very beginning stages of free running, but everybody I've ever met in the community knows who he is because he has such a good presence online. Yeah. And he's a nice kid. So if you can combine your skills with that kind of communication, that will help you to further like your career.
And no
as
matter
a
how
free
many
runner.
different things you win or whatever, remember to always be part of a team.
Absolutely.
It's always about teamwork and helping each other, and
yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, the sport is growing, and you know, one thing that I know personally, Corey and I and all of Team Tempest is trying to do is elevate the sport and get it to a place where more people can get involved and make a living off of it. You know, I've been fortunate enough to be very like social media savvy from the beginning, and I tried to get a following on YouTube, and I helped put up tutorials and things like that. So my online presence actually really helped me personally have a career within this sport. So even as silly as something as looking into marketing, social media, stuff like that, just to get your presence, like Corey was saying, bigger. But what we're trying to really do is create a place for this sport in America and throughout the world that is much greater than it is right now, which will allow sponsors to get on board, which will allow companies to get behind other athletes that are coming up and doing some cool stuff. So we're gonna just continue to try to do our best,
right? Yeah.
to make a place for, you know, you when you're ready to go pro.
Yeah, I was telling my mom this morning, I was like, what if I could get sponsored? She was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
We're trying, man. We're really trying to pave the way for that kind of stuff, because it's, you know, it's still difficult for free runners to get sponsored, but over the last summer it started becoming a little bit easier, and Jesse and I both like pushed that. We pushed that because that's the kind of thing that's necessary to kind of help athletes be athletes, you know. And I just, ironically enough, I was thinking about the how to become a professional thing, and like it's really funny because Jesse did come up through social media, and that allowed him to prove himself physically, like at events, because of his presence or with jobs. And then I came up the exact opposite, which is the way that I was telling you about. I put out one video and it got kind of big, but it wasn't big enough to put me anywhere, and didn't do social media, didn't do any of that stuff. I just went to events. Like, oh, there's a jam. Cool, going to the jam, gonna hang out with these guys and train. Oh, there's another jam, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I would just go to events, and every time I would find something that was close, or you know, a little bit of travel but still not too far to go, like I would try to go to it. And that's kind of like the paths that we each took, and somehow ended up on the same team together.
Yeah.
On the other side of the country than we're both from. Which is pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, so where were you from then?
I grew up in Michigan. I grew up just outside of Flint, Michigan.
Snow.
Yeah, tons of snow.
No, we never.
I wouldn't be able to handle flips in snow. I'd be running, flipping off the roof, and she'd run outside and be like, "No!"
I had
Into the
done a few
snow
snow
and-
flips, but yeah, I much prefer the
Because
one-
our neighbors actually come over here and say, why do y'all keep letting Malachi do all that dangerous stuff? Because they'll stand on the tailgate of the truck and like flip off or off the front porch. And our neighbors are like always terrified that he's gonna get hurt. And I'm just like, I can't stop him. He's not scared and he wants to do it and he does it. And after he hurt his hip and he couldn't walk for so long, it was like, whatever you want to do it. Because to see him suffering like that was horrible enough. So
Oh god, yeah. Could you imagine having to lay there?
just every day for so long, he couldn't even
He
stand. I
couldn't- he
mean,
couldn't, the doctor said he couldn't leave the bed for a month.
or to be that old and have your mom have to take care of you, like it was just not fun. So this is an amazing, amazing Christmas surprise for him. This is better than anything.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you guys for
And
letting us
I'll
come
probably wear the shirt
over.
every day.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That
No
sure
worries.
will be.
And you guys are
Holes in
coming
it
out
by
with
week.
shoes, right? Because
Yeah,
he's
very
like been
soon.
looking for new shoes to get.
We
here.
are, and actually, what is the date today? So between now and next 6 days-ish, we might have shoes. So yeah, the beginning of next year, there will hopefully be Tempest shoes. And
He's got a birthday coming up in January.
Nice.
perfect. And they're pretty cool, I'll tell you that. These
That's like
shoes are
his
pretty
list
rad.
says, Tempest this, Tempest that. I'm like, oh, I don't even know what that is.
What is Tempest?
Alright, man. Well, it was very cool to meet you.
I think it was cooler to meet y'all.
He's still like didn't shock, his face is like
Oh,
bright
yeah.
white.
Hug it out. Throw a hug in there.
So it's hard to
Yeah,
think
man.
about that, like watching y'all on YouTube and then watching like 1,000 videos a day, and then I'm seeing y'all and I'm like, well, that'd be so awesome to meet these guys, but I mean, when would I ever be able to meet them? And then ends up y'all sitting in my living room right now. So it's like,
Anything can happen.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Yeah, he does want to take a ride in the car.
Oh yeah, you want
Oh.
to take a ride in the
That's
car?
like I once when he was a teenager.
Nice.
It's super dirty from us road tripping, but that's not a problem.
Yeah, maybe we'll let Corey drive. Alright, cool.
Sweet.
I'm Sarah Brown, and I'm Malachi's mom.
Lowen Brown, Malachi's dad.
Cool. So, I mean, I think for me, reading the email, actually for the whole team, we were out shooting and we got the email. I think when I first got the email, there was already 8 replies from the rest of the team discussing the email and how we had to come. And like everyone was trying to figure out if you guys aren't available, Shane might be back in town in a couple months. We'll have him stop in. So I would just like for you to sort of talk about that email or talk about what you said in the email.
Well, my son, Malachi, he talks about the Tempest team. He talks about both of you constantly. He shows me Instagram pictures constantly. Even when I'm driving, he tries to make me look at the pictures and look at this and watch this video. And I'm like, who cares? Like rolling my eyes like, it's so boring to me. But he loves it. And just a couple of months after his surgery, he went out in that front yard, whether it was raining, whether it was freezing, and he started flipping again, and he was running, jumping over things again, and he did not let it stop him.
Yeah.
And it was, it would still hurt, and he was still limping at the time, but he never quit.
He's done baseball since he's about 5 years old, maybe 5 or 6 years old, just about every year. And he did gymnastics for a little bit when he was really little. But he's always been very athletic, very active. You just can't keep him still. You can't keep him inside.
But he's
That's awesome.
he's pretty much put off every single other sport and thing that he's done to completely 100% focus on free running. That is his number one passion that he thinks about every day. Because trust me, we have to hear it every
Yeah,
second.
it's funny that y'all say that free running is all about teamwork and working together, and it's not it's competitive, but it's not a cutthroat competitive sport. That's the way not the way I see it anyway. But baseball, as you get older, that's the way it is. I mean, it's
And he's so compassionate, he's so giving, and he so much cares about other people and making other people happy. And I really wanted to just, I mean, I originally wrote the email just so you guys could call him and just give him some encouragement and say, keep going, dude, you know, like, don't quit. And so for you guys to be here is like amazing beyond any, I never even thought anybody would read it. So
It's kind of like throwing a line out there.
Speaking of the email, what were your thoughts going into the email? You know, what made you decide to write it? Essentially, I mean, obviously the stuff, but
I can take no credit for that.
two, what were you thinking? Did you think there'd be any response?
no, I did not think there would be any response. It's like, you know, writing Ellen, you know, nobody's ever gonna read this. There's millions and millions every single day. And so like the next day to get a call, I was like I don't even know what to say.
Who is this?
I know, I didn't even know what to say. And I was just like, and at first I didn't answer because I didn't recognize the number. And I was like, I'm not answering that. I don't know who that is.
She got a voicemail.
But I mean, Malachi is just, he's so in love with both of you, and he just watches your videos constantly and shows me constantly that I feel like I knew both of you through him. And he's so amazing, and he's always there for everybody. He's there for his friends. He takes care of his little brothers and sisters. He brought me flowers yesterday that he picked from down the street. And he's almost 14 years old, you know, but he's still just a really good person. He gets, you know, calls from the assistant principal last year from school, like 2 or 3, just saying what an amazing kid he is, you know, out of everybody in school. And he really deserves just to have something good happen to him, because even if it never did, he'd just be like, okay, cool, I love my life and I love who I am. You know, he doesn't need any recognition, but he really, really deserves it. And that's what I was thinking when I wrote. I was thinking he really deserves somebody just to say good job, you know? And we can say it all day long, but it means a lot coming from the two of you.
Y'all understand what it is. We look at it and we go, oh yeah, it's another flip, you know?
Yeah. So we're like, good job, come in and eat. But you know,
Wash your hands.
but then to have the two of you, you know, be like, dude, you're cool, you know, that was cool, is just like, will mean the world to him. And he's just amazing.
I know that trick.
Oh my god, he said he knew the trick. Sweet. Cool. I think we're good, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Video on a video? Asphalt? Oh, nice. Is it? Yours was so cool.
I'm good at those. I'm good at those.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Such a solid front flip, really. It's good, man. Oh, nice. Crazy height.
One, two, three.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you have
you
no
so much.
idea. This is amazing.
Watch out. Thank you for contacting us.
Yeah,
We'll see you later, man. It was great meeting you, buddy. Yeah, keep training.
Thank y'all so much.
I think we had some good conversations, so
Yeah.
remember that stuff, and I think you'll definitely go far, buddy. Really.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Remember that that's everything y'all do every day. Kids like this are watching.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. See you guys. Yeah, stay in touch, man.
Bye.
Message us
Bye,
anytime.
guys.
Okay, y'all come in.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Amazing. Really, I seriously feel so good right now. I have this stupid cheesy smile on my face because I know how much it meant to him and his family, and I really feel great about what just happened, and I wish that we had the opportunity to do these kind of things more often.
Yeah, it's very cool. I mean, and, you know, I get emails all of the time about kids that have been inspired and have gotten over things, and honestly, I've always wanted to just come out and physically meet someone and say hi and give them some advice. So I'm stoked.
Onward.